Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. As always, we are talking about on passive, but today we made a little bit change in our show. You have to understand, on passive is an AI IT company, but behind On Passive has a community of people, the community of people who gather together with love. Every single time I'm in the webinar together with this community, I feel love, I feel peace, I feel abundance. And today we have a special guest that we invited here to share a little bit about himself and a little bit about On Passive. So Milo, if you would please introduce yourself, say hello to our guest first, to everyone first, and then introduce our guest. And by the way, my name is Julie.
How are you guys doing? This is Milo from Nashville, Tennessee, and we do have a special guest today. I'm so excited to talk to him. He brings a lot of energy to the founders meetings, and he's just a joy to talk to. Let me introduce you to our guest, our special guest, Cyrus. Come on in, Sean.
Yay! Welcome, John, to our
show.
John.
Thanks so much. And guess what? You get to be our first guest on the Julie Milo show in this format where we're actually talking to founders. We love to talk to founders. It's such a great group of people, and you bring such good energy. And so we just want to talk to you. I see you grew up as a student athlete up in Toronto. Now, did you play football?
So first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, Milo, with you and Julie. All blessings to you guys, and I wouldn't rather be anywhere else doing this interview with anybody else. So first of all, I'd like to say that. Yes, so I grew up in the beautiful Toronto, Ontario, Canada. As you alluded to, I grew up as a student athlete. My sport of choice was basketball. Most people, they say, you have a football build, so they obviously assume that I played a little bit of football, maybe DN or something like that, or tight end. But no, I played basketball, brother.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you did music in school, too.
Yeah, so I did music. I picked up percussion, drums at a very young age. My dad actually was in a band called the Scatterlights back in the days, where he was a trombone player. So he always liked drums, and he decided to put it in my hands at around the age of 8. And through junior high, I played. I went to Toronto Music Camp, and through high school, I did enrich music as well. So I kind of took it a little bit further, and it's become a nice hobby of mine. So I don't play as often as I used to. I've kind of passed on the tradition to my son. He started taking drum lessons as well. But yeah, that's kind of what my music career.
Awesome. I love music. As you know, I live in Nashville, and that's all about music, and I actually played trombone in high school too. I played trombone and now I play keys and guitar and stuff, but there's
Nice.
nothing like music, man. And it helps you through life with a lot of things.
That's right.
Absolutely. I think music is a way to communicate. I mean, to me, it is to communicate with other people. And when I listen to music, it doesn't matter what kind of music, you feel yourself resonate with the notes, and it's all happened between the notes. The sound of it is all happened between the notes. And I'm so glad that I get to talk to two music people, two music lovers. That's how I said. So Sean, I noticed that you have a bachelor degree in business management, entertainment, sport and promotions management, and also a minor in language arts. Please tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so my situation was I kind of took a leap of faith and navigated to Montreal, Quebec, where I was playing sports, as I told you guys before. We call it CEGEP there. It's the stage between high school and college. So you can kind of get your get your credits, transfer them over, and they'll still be accredited for your college university degree. So I made a stop there. I was able to attain a partial scholarship, academic and athletic. And that's what brought me to Michigan, where I was able to attain those degrees in entertainment, sports promotion management, business management, language arts. So that's how I was able to get those. It helps me today in business, I can say that. And yeah, it's been a quite journey, a lot of hard work, but definitely something that I'm proud of that I've achieved.
Well, you mentioned Michigan. That's right. That's right where I was from. Where did you go to school in Michigan?
So I went to a private business school. It's Division II school for sports. The name of the school is Northwood University. It's in Midland, Michigan.
Oh, okay, I know where Midland is. I was in St. Joe, Michigan. But so tell me, with your business degree and stuff, life normally takes us in different directions, and I'm assuming that's the same way with you. I see you've been in a lot of sales and stuff. Is that correct? I mean, I know you're kind of following that path a little bit, but tell us about that.
Well, hopefully one day I can circle back around and do the things that I went to school for or that I was passionate about at the time. But unfortunately, they don't always pay the bills up front. So we've all got to do things to kind of stay afloat in this economy that we have now. So, you know, it's definitely helped me in things that I've done in business and in other walks of life. Like I was heavy in sales. I did door-to-door sales, and I was also doing sales for a home service provider, Rogers Wireless, and Rogers Home Phone, and Rogers Cable. So I sold products in those fields. Was able to do pretty well with that, such as things as solar panels, HVAC for homes, so furnaces and air conditioners, stuff like that. So, and as you guys know, you know, door-to-door sales requires you to be very efficient in what you're talking about, because you pretty much got only about 70 seconds to introduce your product and convince somebody that what you have is of value to them. So it's helped in that way. Definitely wouldn't trade it for the world, and I'm very proud of those accomplishments.
That's so fantastic. You seems like a very dynamic kind of guy, out of the box, you know, go for what you want. So why OnPassive, and how did you get in OnPassive, and how did you become a leadership council on OnPassive? I'd love to hear that from you.
Great question. So I can tell you this, you know, and I'm sure Milo can he can definitely relate to this, where you know, being in the online industry, I've been in network marketing since about 16 years old. In fact, my dad had to sign off on my first network marketing deal. So I just saw the same thing being regurgitated over and over and over. You know, hoping that you can, and you know, myself being a go-getter, it wasn't necessarily about what I can do, but how many people can I bring with me? How many people could I help, you know? And there wasn't too many businesses out there online that really and truly were able to help the masses. You know, they say it's lonely at the top, but we can change that. And that's what I believe OnPassive brings. It brings a difference. It brings new life into the online industry. You know, I saw network marketing just became saturated with the same old thing. You know, you'd earn, you'd lose, you'd earn, you'd lose, you'd break even. It just wasn't worth people's time, you know. And I just felt that the vision of our CEO, Ash Mufara, was something that was really clicking with me. And I felt that it was my calling. Now, as for the Leadership Council, it just plays hand in hand. OnPassive was able to give people a platform where they feel they can grow. And I felt that OnPassive was a place for me to grow, kind of spread my wings, and just become the best version of myself. And I decided to just take that leap and take on more responsibility. And I was offered a position in the Leadership Council by my good brother, Marty DeGarmo. And I wouldn't turn it down for the world, you know? So I just look at it as all as a blessing, and I'm very, very thankful.
Well, I love having you as a founder. I've watched the shows, and the energy you bring is just so good. But I guess that's the thing I really love about OnPassive also. It's more like a family
Yes.
more than the business. And going back to what you were saying, you know, you started early. Same way with me. I started, I think, at 16 with Amway, you
Yep.
know, and I was in Melaleuca. I was in all of them, just about everything that come up, you know, I was in. And same way with you, you know, you want to help people out and you want to bring them to the top. But because, you know, me and you, we're out there and we can go get things, you know, other people don't have that talent or don't have that ability to talk to people like me and you do per se. And so you feel kind of bad for them because you can't, it's hard to bring them up, you know, and it's always been, well, you got to do at least something, you know. And the thing that on passive is, if you're in it, you're going to win it. And I can think of no better way. And the passion and the heart that Ash Mafaro has is just incredible. When you meet him in person, I mean, what he says, I like to say that, you know, OnPassive is going to change the world one person at a time. And it starts with Ash Mafaro, you know,
Right.
and all of us below are going to do it, you know. And I just love OnPassive. I just love the give back programs, all the stuff that OnPassive does. And like I said, basically, you can bring someone in and, you know, they don't have to really work. But the truth is, you know, I think that once you get someone in, they start making that check, they're going to tell people about it. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their family. And that team's just going to explode. I think we're in a really good place.
And you know what? I can say this. About 3 to 4 years ago, I was in the cryptocurrency space doing very well. And I wouldn't serve everybody justice if I didn't bring up my brother who left us in 2019 December, Mr. Scott Nelson, who actually was my sponsor in OnPassive. You know, I learned a lot from Scott. He really gave me a blueprint on how to conduct myself and how to build relationships online. And that's, I believe, what really brought me OnPassive, you know. And of course, you know, being a brave person and being outgoing, I reached out to Scott. This was about 4 or 5 years ago, and he welcomed me in with open arms, and he served as a mentor to me and still does to this day. So, you know, I'm very blessed to have met him. He'll always have a place in my heart, and I'm sure he'll have a place in the hearts of everybody in OnPassive. And again, a lot of the credit for me being in OnPassive today is due to him. So just wanted to put that out there.
Wow. That is actually how I feel when Milo introduced me to OnPassive. We feel the community, the connections, the love between everybody. Now, let me ask you, Sean, if you were to pick, what is your most favorite portfolio within OnPassive? Now, we used to say products. Now we say portfolio. So what is your most favorite portfolio in OnPassive?
Well, you know what? I can say this. We only know what we've seen so far. And I am super excited for OConnect. The reason being is because we use this service, as you can see, the world has been, since the pandemic, Zoom has just skyrocketed and it's taken off. However, you know, we do see some shortcomings and some flaws with that. And after Ash had introduced us to OConnect, and when I see how advanced and how many things that we can do with it that we can't do now with Zoom, it just makes me so excited. It's a product that the world is yearning for, especially people who are serious about business and would like to conduct major webinars and would just like to share whatever product they have with the masses. OConnect is going to be the answer. Now, I'm sure there's going to be tons of products that I may be interested in and may think that are, you know, are resonate with me much more. But as of now, I would say I'm very excited for OConnect because I know what marketplace we have for that. And it's going to be just something to just die for. Just going to be blown away by it. So, yeah, definitely excited for OConnect.
I agree with you, Sean. In fact, of course, with music being close to my heart, you know, and living in Nashville, and watching the musicians and the singers and the songwriters struggling at this point.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I could sign up with Garth Brooks, and Garth Brooks could take OConnect because it's the Zoom and it becomes a TV. Now he can actually do a concert to 218 countries around the world. He could have 1 million people on his OConnect, right?
And there's no such thing as a concert with 218 million people. You can now have one with OConnect. Can you imagine?
I know. It's crazy that, you know, when you have to think outside the box sometimes.
Right.
And that's what the Milo Julie show, what we did, or Julie Milo show, what we did was we put together these things where we try to think outside the box. How could this help this one or this one or this one? And when you think outside the box, it's incredible what ONPassive has right now, you know. And like you said, we don't even know. I'm sure we don't even know the part, you know, when Michael Williams was given his thing the other day, and he brought up the thing about now just think about it. If Ash bought a cable TV company or an internet company, all of a sudden you got millions of people that are going to be his customer. He becomes the biggest cable TV company, and guess what? It benefits all of us.
We all get a piece of the pie.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, Sean,
you know what? Let me say this really quick. I love the fact that this is what Ash said. He goes, so ONPassive is what? Is this platform, which is FB, which we know what it is, LinkedIn and, you know, Instagram, anything that is out there, we all use daily. So ONPassive is literally, you take those platform, you put it in the juicer, you juice it, and the juice come out of it is ONPassive. It was so beautiful the way he puts it. It's like the juice come out of it is pure, is fresh, is organic, and it lasts forever. I love how he puts it. So I know that there's so many things that other than ONPassive, because ONPassive is literally the topic that the Julie and Milo show, and every single founder of us. Right now we have 385,000 founders of us. It's the conversation that we continue to talk. But today we actually want to know more about Sean Cyrus. And so Sean, tell me, what are your hobbies?
Okay, so yeah, my hobbies. So as I alluded to you guys earlier, I grew up as a student athlete. So I love sports. I love basketball. I grew up with it. It has a part in my heart. It's taught me so many things about teamwork and just accountability. Music as well. I love music. I've always been a music person. And I would say art as well. Art. I love to draw. Well, mostly when I was younger, but I love to draw. I love art. Architect, anything like that I really like, so designing and stuff like that. So pretty much those are my hobbies. And you know, just building relationships is another hobby of mine. I love to connect, love to build with people, and if you want to call it a hobby, but it's something that definitely is something that I think we should all be doing, especially if we're online. But yeah, those are the main things I on a day-to-day basis, when I have some free time, I kind of engage in that stuff.
wow, that's awesome. Awesome, Sean. In fact, a lot of the hobbies that you have, I got the same hobbies, you know, and so that's really cool. But hey, look, we'd like to thank you for coming on the show. The first one, so it's history. It's history,
Yay!
you know, and we'd like to thank you for coming on the show, being our first guest. And thank you for all that you do for ONPassive. And Julie, you got anything you want to say in closing?
I just wanted to thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for making time for us. And thank you for working hand in hand with a lot of Leadership Council and with Ash as well. I would love for you to send our message to the Leadership Council, and let's continue. ONPassive rocks.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you guys for having me. You guys are doing a fantastic job. You know, people like you who give us a voice and give us a platform to become better people. We couldn't do it without you guys. You know, we love each and every founder here. We're all in this together. We're all going to win. We will one day be less than 1% of OnPassive, which is just amazing. We're looking for prosperity, generational wealth, and just growth, and just to help as many people as we can. That is the goal for all of us. So I'd like to thank you guys for having me. I would love to do this again. Let's say we do this again, maybe 6 months to a year from now, and see where we all are at. Hopefully we don't become too big of a rock stars and forget about each other, but I love it, and thank you so much. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So good night from Nashville. We'll see you later. Thanks again, Sean.
Take care.
Thank
all
you
the
so
best.
much for watching us today. Looking forward to see you again. We are in it to win it, and we are going to win it together. Good night.
Good night.